Okay. Oh, right. We have to, like, I gotta put music on this thing. Otherwise, I'm just sitting in silence, and you don't know how much I hate that. I got, like, this whole thing. Hopefully, that's not too loud. Someday, maybe I'll figure out like what the actual numbers are that I need to do. Hey, if you're watching the VOD, welcome to the stream. Today we are streaming. This is our last campaign stream for the Maru, Kiru, Destroy the Moon Kickstarter campaign. Put my microphone in a place where people can actually hear me. Yeah, this is our last campaign stream for the Maru, Kiru, Destroy the Moon Kickstarter campaign. Chosen One's number 2. We had a great campaign so far. I want to thank everybody who either stopped by a stream or shared the campaign or contributed, of course. Really appreciate all of that. And, we succeeded early on this one. And we're just able to kind of have a nice, relaxed time throughout the campaign, which I definitely needed after some of the crowdfunding stresses that I've been through this year. I am definitely looking forward to not running a Kickstarter campaign for a little while. Apologies for the squeaking on my drawing stand. Hopefully I will not need to move it much once I get it into a position that I like. But yeah, we're drawing a little Maru Kiru fold out for the book. I realized I hadn't done like a crazy hair picture in quite some time, so I thought I would do that. And I got a little bit carried away doing prep for the sketch, so hopefully doing the ink and the color on this will take me about an hour, and we'll have it for the entirety of the stream. And if it doesn't, I think I might just kick back, because honestly I'm a tired lad, and it's nice. It's going to be nice to kind of hang up the hat for a little while after take a couple of days to breathe after this campaign is over. So, all right, let's do some drawing. Oh, thank you, and welcome back once again. I always pronounce your name as Mishakes, and I'm honestly not sure if that's true. So is that close enough? Because it causes me distress every time. I'm like, oh my god, I hope I'm not like fumbling this. As someone who's been called Brandon, Brendan, Brondon, Brendis was one I've got one time. Brendis Alberturtsky is something that somebody called me once. Not even as a joke. Early on in my art career, I was told by a good friend that I really needed to figure out how much detail I wanted to put on ears when I drew them, and make that consistent. And I don't think I ever really took that advice to heart. Technically more like cakes, but shakes is valid and accepted. All right, cool. I'm gonna be Team Shakes when that discourse comes to a head. It's a position. I'm an American. Once I adopt a position, I'll never back down from it, no matter what the facts say. I was talking to John Escovelos yesterday about the Royal, which is coming along, and looking really cool. I was working on that today, actually. And we were talking about another comic I do called Pond Scum, which is another solo venture by me, which, if you don't know about it already, I'm going to be talking about it a lot now that this Maru campaign's over, because I want to fund more chapters of that. But we were talking about Pond Scum, and he was saying, it's like, oh, there's You know, I liked it because it's almost subtle, but there's a political message here, and I was like, me, political message in a comic? Oh, I would never do that. Stubborn American solidarity, yeah, no, for sure. Anyways, if you're looking for a ham-fisted political comic about a toad and a moth who live streets who live in essentially streets of rage, Pond Scum will be doing it soon. So one of the things about this is like the pinup section of the book, the last couple of pages. I geared it so it's going to be actually like open to like pinups. So I kind of want this one to. I think it's going to spread across 2 pages, but I almost want her eye to be like looking at you, regardless of which direction you're holding it. So we'll see if we can pull that off. I had it kind of the way I liked it in the pencil, which means I'll probably screw it up in the ink and have to refigure it out. I was drawing a lot of Samus Aran pictures for Metroid, and I unlocked. I like drawing Samus because I feel like I always unlock some new secret technique after working on Samus Aran drawings for a long time. Anyways, this like side profile shortcut I kind of figured out is my new jam. And it has kind of pretty deep roots in like manga style. But I kind of already tend towards that style anyways, so it really fits with what I'm doing, and it's very fast. It's very fast to get that side profile going when all you need to do is essentially this, and like your head shape is set. This is 3 streams in as many weeks for me. It's about as good as I've done in recent memory, so let's hope we can keep it up. I like doing the time lapses and stuff, and TikTok spoiled me back when TikTok was good, which was a period in time. Um, basically full time, basically. But I like doing the time lapses, and I started doing them because on the advice of a friend of mine who was very good at TikTok back when TikTok was good, and he said that you have to do like this 15-second content thing, and it's like if you have drawing time lapses, those are great for that. So I like went on autopilot with the drawing time lapses, and it was like everything I did, I would just spit out a 15-second time lapse, throw that shit on TikTok, and it was like awesome. And then I cross posted it to YouTube, and like thousands of views on some of them. And it was like, wow, this is like the new hotness, and I really just stopped doing video content outside of that, and I miss it. I really like doing videos. So I took the campaign as like a concerted opportunity to make a concerted effort to get back into like doing real videos again, and streaming is part of that. So. I got a few cool pieces on deck too that I want to do for streams. So I gotta say, probably the greatest character design cheat in the history of me designing characters. Maru Kiru having really big shoulders makes it super easy to draw her from the side. Um, it means I don't have to worry about any kind of like neck muscles or traps or figuring out like how to connect everything. His shoulder blocks everything. Maruki really is still the only character that's just like I never get tired of drawing, and when I spend time away from her, I will find myself being like, "Damn, I really got to get back to working on Maru Kiru." And I've been working on other things at the moment. I just did all the pencils for Inheritance. I put the webcomic site on hiatus because I just had too many paid projects that I needed to focus on. And so I've been working on Inheritance in like March and April, and then I took some time off, and now I'm back and I'm working on the Royal, and it's like it's killing me that I'm not able to do more Marukiru. So I do have a plan, but I don't know if everybody's gonna like it. But I am gonna get back into it, just in maybe an oblong capacity. I have another double issue that I want to get out before the end of the year. We'll see how that goes. Once I put the campaign to bed, I have a mural to go paint, and then I have to do the Royal as well, which I met with John yesterday on the thumbnails, and he was universally pleased with the thumbnails, which is the best result to any meeting that you could possibly have. And so I started on the actual proper pencils today, and I always thought that doing thumbnails was a pain in the butt, but I did my first page of the Royal off of my own thumbnails, and it came together so fast that it was like, oh, business secrets of the pharaohs here, you know. Oh, I am gonna do a summer pinup this year. I don't think I did one last year. Um, I did like a holiday card in uh, in December, but I want to do a summer one like I've done in the past. Um, just kind of figuring out who's going to be on it and in what capacity. I don't know if this is going to take an hour. But I also don't know. I don't think I want to block black like that. I think I want to do like this. using the shortcut tools like Magic Wand and whatnot, like definitely something I use all the time, Magic Wand, to do fills. But by the same token, they sometimes rob you of the opportunity to do subtler things, I say, as I use a marker tool to black out this whole area. But I at least had the opportunity to do something different. Alright, these hair ribbons. Do I want to use a fixed width brush? Maybe for the outlines at least. Fixed width brush, much faster tool. Denies you any possibility of varying your line width. But it's something like this where I'm going to be blacking out the background. Theoretically, I can always come back through and make lines wider or thin them out with an eraser. Or maybe I'll make this take an hour by just erasing things and starting over a million times. Don't do this to me. There we go. Saving. My trusty computer is entering its summertime funk, where it does fun things like freeze up, overheat, turn off at random. So we're gonna get like the ribbon outlines and whatnot with the fixed width, and then probably switch back to the pressure sensitive. I was thinking the other day that it's funny that I at least do have lots and lots of video evidence of me drawing my own art. No one's ever accused me of using AI, and how dare they if they ever would. But it's really easy to prove that I make my own stuff. Oh, I don't want to know what that was. Pardon me a moment, there was a loud clatter. I'll be back in a moment. Hey, I'm back. It's fine. It's all good. I don't know. We're not entirely sure what that was, but it was nothing inside of my place of residence, so it's all okay. Sometimes there's just a big noise. So this is a kind of like, I used to do these kinds of drawings all the time of just the hair going nuts. And then I stopped, kind of. Or maybe I never did, I don't know. But I feel like I haven't done one that is specifically hair geared in a while. Just fill down here. Boom. It's funny. I'm thinking to myself like, oh, I should really be like talking up the campaign and everything. But it's like, if you're on the stream, you know about the campaign. You know I've been blabbing about it for ages. And if you're watching the VOD, the campaign's over. So just chill. Anyways, I was talking before about coming back to Maru Kiru and in a way that not everybody's going to like. I'm going to be going temporarily as a stopgap, doing it in black and white for a while. And the reasoning being I want to be able to keep doing updates on the webcomic site. I want to keep pages coming. And I never know when I'm going to get called away to do a commission or something like that. So doing it in black and white for the webcomic site is a good way to keep it going when I have a million other things going on. Now, that being said, it's not going to make it to print without getting colored first. So don't you worry. I know the color is a big deal. It's a big deal to me as well. But it also gives me the opportunity to learn how to improve my ink skills and my black and whites, and that's good for everything. So, win-win. Talking about commissions reminds me that I owe somebody an email about commissions. Try to remind myself to do that when the stream's over. Cool. All right. What else is going on? Backrooms movie's coming out. I might actually return to the theater to see that. Maybe not. We'll see. The last film I saw in theaters was the Lord of the Rings anime film, which was fine. I used to love going to the movie theater, but not so much anymore. Although the funny thing I have seen, specifically related to the backrooms and the movie theater experience, is tons of like TikTok stuff of people showing their local theater, which looks like the backrooms now, and being like, if you go to see the backrooms movie in theaters, and when you come out, you find yourself in the backrooms, like, uh-oh, there's a wrinkle. Is this her arm? This is her arm. I think that's probably one of the things that is the funniest about Backrooms is like, keep trying to paint it as a horrendous hellscape, but honestly, I'll go live there. Can't stop me. Doesn't really make sense. Okay, we do need some weight variation in some of those hair strands to make that a little bit more readable. Really just the kind of the, I don't know what the hell you even call that. This one particular off the temple strand. I actually hate that. Alright, sometimes that happens. Alright, let's put some gray on this thing. We'll do one final check of the Kickstarter ticker before the end of the stream, just to be like, this is the number we got to, woo! And then nobody do anything after I say that, because once it's locked into canon, it needs to stay that way forever. You can't ever change it. Anyways, please go and buy a copy of my remastered and relettered and recolored trade paperback for Maru, Kiru, Destroy the Moon, First Heresy. Before I scheduled the stream, I actually thought the campaign was going to be over today, not tomorrow. It's like, ooh, an extra day. I've got some fan art stuff that I want to do on stream. I've got some original stuff that I want to do on stream. And I'm contemplating doing some kind of request line kind of thing for people who are monthly members. Because if I just open it up to the general public, I think I'll go insane. But folks in the membership who have requests, it'd be fun if we did a stream kind of show to service those requests. I always enjoy doing request related stuff, and then I the couple of times that I've had it like really gain steam, it became overwhelming. So I want to keep the reins on it in some regard. It's funny, I did 6 fan arts when I went on my vacation, and that was like a lot of fun. And that was like just the right level of interaction, and I had plenty of different things to choose from, and I also decided I was only going to do portraits and headshots, so that was good as well. Because I used to do those being like, oh, I got to do full body of all the characters. Like, no, stop it. What you have to do is nothing. So everything you do is awesome. And that's kind of true of just life in general. What you have to do is nothing. So anything you do, well, it's better than nothing. Which might be some kind of augmented nihilism. I'm not really sure. Oh yeah, I forgot that talking about bullshit philosophy used to be like one of the cornerstones of my YouTube show. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I like it. This is a drawing that feels adequately celebratory. I got like hooked on drawing Maru Kiru being happy, which is like over now in the comic. So, and I feel really bad about it, but at the same time, I'm very excited to get into the next Maru chapter because it's going to be a roller coaster. Yeah, I have every chapter that's going to be in the next double issue pretty much, well, completely plotted out. Like 75% written in most cases, which is about the point that I will go to doing art anyways, so. I'm really raring to go on it. I think I'd like to start posting pages again on my birthday, which is July 13th. So we'll see how that goes. There it is again. I know what it is now, though, so I'm not concerned. Anybody curious, it's like a giant excavator dropping stuff. There it is again. Okay, let's take a look at some. I gotta decide if I want to do one of these. Gonna say maybe. That's one of those things. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I kind of don't. So I don't feel like being wildly experimental right now. Cool. Yeah, that's her, all right. You know what? I was toying around with the idea of doing this, and I've changed my mind. I do want to do it. I think it's fun. I think it's cute. There we go. All right, color time. almost color time. You have that gray layer going on, and you want to see where your gaps are. If you turn up the opacity, they become very obvious. I took that test where they show you two colors that are practically identical, and you have to find the line that divides them. I don't know what it's testing for exactly, and I don't remember what score I got on it, but I feel like the score that I got was better than what I deserved, because sometimes I was guessing and I was getting it right. That is something that, like, as an artist, you would think that I would do better at that, but when it's a matter of how well your eyes work, or whether or not you have, you know, whatever mutant power is required for that. Alright. Old school Maru Kiru coloring. This is how we used to do it back in my day. It's funny, I always started with the magenta, and then I would back off of it and end up doing like a lower... It's this color, actually. To be the low lights, and then I would highlight over that. But I don't know, just kind of the simplicity of... There's no need to overcomplicate this. There are definitely a lot of things that I used to think for art where it's just like, oh, it's too simple for it to be good. It needs to be complex. And, like, that's not true. There's lots of people who do simple art that are fantastic. Lukasz Kowalczyk, who is the incredible cartoonist behind the official Mork Borg comic, To Hell in Galgenbeck, did a Maru Kiru drawing a couple of years ago. But he reposted it during the campaign, and he said some very nice things about the comic. And he does a whole thing called Less is More, where he does these really cool character drawings in like 50 minutes, I think is the amount of time that he gives himself for them. And it's like just making sure that... Uh-oh, what did I do? I'm putting ink on a color layer. You fool. Anyways, the point being that, like, it's stuff that's like really, really simplistic, but it's like how to best and most effectively use those simple techniques to make something that's really striking in a limited amount of time. And they're awesome. So I definitely recommend checking that out. He's on all the social media platforms that matter now. I have done a lot with 3 colors in my day. Still, most of my go-to palette is red, yellow, and blue. Or sorry, rather, magenta, yellow, and blue. Cyan, I guess you'd say. Mixed with various blacks and whites. Oh my god, they must be knocking down a skyscraper over there. Yeah, that looks terrible. So does that. I might not be able to gradient my way out of this one. That's better. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Cool, cool, cool. I don't know why I don't do spiral shadows anymore. I think one's good, two's a little excessive on that. Okay, hair. Let's do a little bit of hair detailing. Then we'll probably call it a day. First, I want to do a little bit of glow. Oh, that's too much. Could also do like the really old school. Start from here. Well, that plays well with the purple shadow too. I am pleased that this ended up being like a project that had a little bit more meat than I was maybe thinking it did, because I was like, oh, I'm never going to be able to stretch this to an hour. And now here I am, stretching it past an hour. Yes, let's layer hair colors. It's always so strange to remember that there was a time when Maru Kiru did not have purple hair. Which I have more or less erased from history by doing the recolor of the trade paperback. It was really only in that first chapter. It was kind of before I figured out everything I wanted her to be, so. Which is another thing that like boggles the mind, because I talk about this on podcasts a lot now, where it's like when I started doing Maru Kiru, it was because I was like, never going to get better as an artist now. This is as good as I'm going to get. Never going to, redesign anything or change anything. And now is the time to do my epic. And wow, what a stupid what a stupid person I am, and always have been. Foolish. Foolish is less derogatory than stupid, so we'll say that. But it is funny, and the next thing I'm going to draw on stream is a Tomb Raider drawing I've been working on, and let's talk about a character who is like a mascot character who has had probably the lowest level of visual consistency in the history of like gaming and character design. I don't think that there are any two appearances of Lara Croft where she looks the same, other than like the even the freaking Survivor trilogy, which they were going through all this effort to like rewrite the origins of the character and create a consistent blah blah blah, this and that, the other thing. It was completely different from 2013 to Rise, to the point where they went back into 2013 and they tried to make her look a little bit more like she does in Rise, but like it's never been a thing that anyone has seemed to care about very much. And you can always tell who Lara Croft is. Like there's never any confusion on that front. It's just it's something that makes me feel better about like continuing to grow and evolve and change in kind of like my visual presentation and design. Because it's like some of the most famous characters in the world change all the time, and everybody loves them. Okay, I want to check on... Okay, so, yeah. I'm gonna do some more work on this, but it's gonna take me a long time to noodle on the hair, and as much as I would love to sit in front of a microphone listening to the same song over and over again while I do that, I'm going to not. What I am going to do is check the ticker and give you my final report as of today, May 27th at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. 478% funded, 59 backers, $2,390, with 17 hours left to go. So, hey, hopefully nothing changes because now it's set in stone. But I want to go ahead and say appreciate everybody's support, whether you're the loyal viewer here in the stream right now, or if you're watching the VOD. Any contributions and support, that word of mouth support you give into the campaign, thank you so much. Really excited to get these books out and to start working on the next one. So that's going to be it for today. Next time on stream, something completely different. We'll see you then.